story number 4, Mr. Fakler. John Fakler, I'm going to go to you. This story is coming out of the Miami Herald. I'll read you the headline, first couple graphs, and I want you to comment. And I will say for the record, Mr. Fakler, you wrote about white-collar crime, you did business stories, you also did restaurant reviews. So you're not a real estate expert, but you have spent some time living in real estate in your 30 plus years down here on the ground, 40 years actually, on the ground in South Florida. So here we go. Headline: South Florida snaps streak of record home prices. Is this the beginning of a new trend? First couple graphs from Mr. Fakler. South Florida's monthly streak of record-breaking home prices ended in August, but price tags still remain significantly higher than a year ago. Miami-Dade County recorded a median sales price last month of $620,000 for a single-family home and $416,000 for a condominium, according to the monthly housing report from the Miami Association of Realtors. It's the first dip in monthly sales prices in nearly a year. Home prices have inflated since December of 2022, when the median value was $530,900. Condos have taken a similar trend since March, when the mid-point price was $400,000. In Broward County, single-family home prices stayed last month at July's median price of $600,000. Condo prices stumbled to $275,000 after hovering at $280,000 for the past 2 months. Mr. Fakler, help us make sense of the fact that statistics coming from the Realtor Association, which, by the way, is on the sell side. They're the ones who run the multiple listing service. They're the ones who they get the listings. They're the ones who need to pitch product. Mr. Fakler, what do you make of these numbers if suddenly we're not seeing the explosive growth that we had been seeing?
Listen, 3 months is a trend. Don't give me 1 month to look at and try to come up with some sort of conclusion. Right now, we're at a 20-year high with interest rates. Inventory is extremely tight. Until those interest rates come down, inventory is still going to be tight. We've got a pass right now on interest rate hikes, but they're expecting another one by the end of the year, possibly even into next year. So until I see 3 months, my eyes will open at 3 months. But right now, I think that 1 month is a blip. It's an anomaly.
It's an anomaly. Oh, interesting. So 3 as a trend, and that's what they use in the journalism world.
Right.
I will say, John, you're a big New York Jets fan, and we're in Miami Dolphin territory. The Jets are now 1-2. They've lost 2 straight. I'm just going to assume if they drop another game, we have a trend there. But I do want to ask, Mr. Kalis, and I want to ask John, either of you, do you see this any differently than Mr. Fakler, who's extremely bullish on home sales and home prices going forward?
I think we're going to get deeper into the discussion on the next story, because I want to tackle Jamie Dimon's incendiary comments and what the fallout from that would be. But we keep waiting for one shoe to drop here in our market, right? One or the other, either prices or interest rates. It's not happening. I think it's becoming evident that with the supply constraints here and the exorbitant costs of building new, that prices are probably going to keep going up. I don't see any sort of notable drop in home prices here. Sales have definitely slowed down tremendously. I was talking before this to Mike Pappas, CEO of the Kai's company, a longtime client of Boardroom PRs,
Yes.
and a very trusted real estate resource, machine-like with the historical data in context he can spit out, not unlike Peter. With that steel trap memory. And yeah, he was saying that this year, transaction wise, it's very slow. It's slower than last year. And last year was painfully slow. But the run up we had during the pandemic is just warping everything. And it's wiped out all of the supply. So if you almost look at it that the 21 activity kind of covered 22 and 23, then in 24, you'll see transactions pick up. But we'll get into more of why that will happen shortly. But you would think something's got to give, but it's not happening. I talked to a developer earlier today who is pricing out a rental project, and the prices are as much as 40% higher than quotes that he got 2 years ago. So those prices, whether it's for sale or rental, they're going to be passed through to the consumer. So I don't see any sort of empirical evidence that those who are waiting on the sidelines for prices to go down or interest rates to go down, that they're going to be rewarded anytime soon here.
And you're right about the statistics. John, you want to mention anything? Do we go to story number 5?
I think basically the market's frozen. There's just very little activity, and the few transactions that there are cash deals on the very high end, and that totally skews the data. And so it's really hard to make sense of the data because there's so little of it, or there's so few transactions. And the transactions are all happening in certain price points, and that's just skewing the data. So it's really hard to make any sense of it.
Interesting. And I guess we're going to have to wait to see. Mr. Fakler says we need 3 in a row in order for it to be a trend. So chances are we're going to see the New York Jets drop 3 straight before we actually get the 3 months of declining home sales in South Florida. So
Thank you, Peter.